Hi, Russell here from AustralianCamels.com. Now in this session we're going to show you the 3 knots that you use for cameleering. 3 very important knots, and they're 3 knots that you should be able to do virtually in your sleep. So I've got my rope attached to my saddle here, and the way that I've attached it is really simple so that I can pull it off easily. Okay, I've just folded it in half from the saddle underneath that bar and put all the rope through so that it actually falls forward. Okay, that way if I need to get my rope, it's simple. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so the first knot that I'm going to show you is the bowline, and it's the knot that we're using here for tying the camel from behind to the camel in front. We use it around the neck rope, we use it on top of the rings here for another rope that ties our bags down and swags, and if you don't know what a swag is, it's a bedroll. So there's multiple uses really for the bowline. The other reason why we use the bowline is for tying the camel to the rails or to a tree or something along those lines. Okay, how does the bowline work? Alright, so in our left hand I've got the shorter end of the rope, and in the right hand I've got the longer end that's going either to the camel if you're going around a tree trunk, or a rail. In this case it's the camel's neck. Okay, and what I do is I make a loop going underneath the rope that's leading away. This dirty old March fly somewhere. He's going to upset the apple cart. Not anymore. So you can see how I've made that loop, and top going towards the tree trunk or the camel's neck in this case. This shorter end I call the rabbit. The rabbit comes out of the hole, so he actually comes from in front and towards you. He sees you, he goes behind the tree. I'm just going to pretend that that rest of the rope that goes to the camel is the tree. He goes behind the tree, comes out, sees you again, gets scared and goes back into the hole. And pull on that, pull on the tree trunk. And this is where I set the knot. I push that knot down so it's got a 90-degree angle there. There's a very good reason why I have that. Because if I want to quickly release that knot, all I need is a little bit of slack, and I can push that 90-degree till it's flattened out again and get that rope out. Okay, so I'll just repeat how I'm doing this knot. I've got the short end in my left hand, longer end in the right. I make a loop going towards the tree trunk, or in this case the camel's neck, but underneath. Alright, simple action. Dunk. Get my rabbit, he comes out of the hole, sees me, goes behind the tree, sees me again, and goes back into the hole. Pull and set. And that's the bowline. Okay, the next knot that I'm going to show you is the reef knot. Now, you don't use this that much, but it's a good knot to know, okay, just in case if you've got to use it. And by that I mean I can think of an experience I had once where a bicycle came up behind my string of camels. The 7 camels in front of the anchor camel, the rear camel, all got scared and pulled, and it actually broke the rope of the rear camel. So he was free, in other words, away from the 7. So quickly I had to attach what was left of his rope to what had been broken and have an effective knot until I found somewhere safe to be able to push the camels down get a new rope out of the bags, attach it to the halter and blah blah blah, and get going again. Alright, and that is the reef knot that I used. Okay, for argument's sake, let's say this is one rope and bang, something happens and it breaks. You've got to repair it real fast, right? Because you've got two groups of camels now. Alright, so rope in each hand, and you put the left hand over the right, all the way through the loop. There. So you've changed hands with these ropes. So left hand over the right. Now it's the right over the left, and pull that. And you can see the classic knot, the reef knot. It's very strong. As long as there's enough tail, it's not going to come apart easily. But one way of getting them apart is to jiggle your two ropes until you can get that slack action and undo them. I'll repeat it. Left over right, and that's my left, not yours, and then right over left. I'll do it one more time from your perspective, so I know how confusing it can be. Left over right, and then right over left. And there's your reef knot. Undoing it, just jiggle it and undo. So now I'm going to show you the half hitch. Okay, now the half hitch, we're using the half hitch today for attaching bags onto the saddle. This could be all sorts of bags, right? Could be a clothes bag like this one. Could be a swag. Like I said, if you don't know what a swag is, it's a bedroll. Alright. Now, being one person here, and I'll have to show you one side to another. So you always work the left hand side first. Okay, so I've got my rope attached to the ring, the front of the saddle here, all-purpose Australian saddle, attached with a bowline. Strongest knot out, best knot. The rope goes over the saddle, and I put it through this triangle, going from the inside of the saddle to the outside. And using the body weight, I'll pull that down. Alright, so I'm not hurting myself. Now I've got plenty of rope to gather up here, so I'm just going to gather it up, going from the pommels to the pommels. Or, I suppose that's what you call it. I mean, I don't know the horse world, but in the horse world, I think these would be called the pommels. Now this is your half hitch. So I've got the rest of the rope going towards me. Here's the rope I want to attach it to, these two here. Okay, so I've got my rope parallel, short end, the rope I want to attach it to. I go underneath, bring it through, and you can see I've made this loop here. Alright. Cameraman says it's a D shape. So I put it through that D shape and then pull it so that I'm back to the original position, facing the same direction, parallel to the rope I want to attach to. Sit still, Taggles. Thank you. Do it again. Go under and through. There's my second loop. And if I go parallel, under and through the loop I made. Hold on to the second knot, pull on that third knot. That arrangement there is not going anywhere. But the beauty behind this arrangement, I'll tell you later, okay? I'll do the other side so that my bags are now attached. I get my rope, exactly the same way. Through the triangle, coming from the inside of the saddle to the out. Use my body weight, pull it down, get on your tails. Gather up the rope. The reason why I got such long rope is because here in Australia we use swags, the bedrolls, and they are fairly high. And if you've got two of those on the saddle, then you need a long rope. Okay, so I'm parallel. Now, I said here to go under. You can go under or over. So we'll do over, but you've got to go through that loop that you've made. Over, through that loop, there's my second. There's my third, hang on to the second, pull the third to the second, and that's not going anywhere, that knot. It just can't. But the beauty behind these knots is that it actually is adjustable. I'll show you how. You hold on to that first knot there and you slide your second and third. Hold them and then you can slide the first. So you can slacken the rope off if you like. Likewise, you can, if you're clever enough, adjust it the other way too. But as it is, it's not going anywhere. It just can't. It's a very, very effective way of tying down bags of clothing or whatever it might be to your saddle. Alright, so just recapping, the three most important knots that we use in cameleering. It's the bowline, that one, the reef knot, the left over right, right over left, and your half hitches. In saying that, there is one more knot that's really, really important, and I'll tell you about that later when we do the tie down session.
Hey, did you get value from this video or have any questions for us? Head over to our Australian Camels blog to ask your questions or to leave a comment. While you're there, sign up to our email list so you never miss these types of videos, other camel related blogs, and also special announcements and information which we don't share anywhere else. Once you've signed up, you'll get access to our free camel training videos, information ebooks and MP3s. So head over to australiancamels.com now to get your goodies.